What's up? No load time. Good to be back here with you. Obed and I are so glad to start off this show together. Once again, we got lots to talk about, plenty of good things, a whole lot of Star Wars today. So I hope sweaty nerds are ready for us to get deep into the weeds on the lore in The Mandalorian and much, much more. I'm just going to go ahead and just kick us off with some stuff that's been going on. If you've been subscribed to the channel, you'll know that we put out a couple of videos. We put out a few different clips. One of them this last week that I put out was social media. Okay, cool. Sorry, got thrown off there for a second. Anyways, on social media, I put out about Creed, right? That was going to be watching Creed. Finally got around to seeing that movie. And if you get a chance, make sure you check out our Creed spoilers review video. Now, for the first, I think it's like 3 or 4 minutes of that video, it's non-spoilers. I just give my general impressions of the film. And then in the corner of the screen, I throw up the spoiler warning, and then I start going into the actual spoilers around the story and things that happen. Long story short, I'll give you again a quick synopsis on my impression on it. I think Creed 3 is a solid film. It's incredible to see Michael B. Jordan direct this movie and direct it so well for his first directorial debut. As I discussed before, hearing from other reviews, I can definitely confirm it is true. The supernatural elements were really unique. It was nothing too ridiculous. Like you're not gonna see you're not gonna see characters start flying like Superman or lifting cars like The Rock and Fast and Furious. But I think we can hear you now.
Joe, it's amateur hour all over again, sir.
Oh boy, oh boy. Well, Obed's back in the
Oh
show,
my
guys.
goodness. So I
Uh,
don't know why. Ever since I updated OBS, it's like I don't like your microphone anymore. I'm just gonna not have it work. So you keep going, sir.
okay,
I'm gonna keep squashing the bugs back here, but
okay.
we're good. We're back and we're live.
Good to have you back, brother.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, so with Creed, from just the non-spoiler impression, like I definitely think that it's a solid continuation from the last two movies. I'm not sure if I like it as my favorite out of all the movies. It's hard to say because they're all quite unique. But this is the first Creed movie that I felt like wasn't another Rocky movie, but really was an Adonis Creed movie, if that makes sense. Not that the other ones were just rock, but like when you think about it, like in the first one, it's like Rocky's training him, right? Kind of passing on the mantle. And then the second one, he's fighting the person who kills his father, or fighting the child of the person who killed his father, right?
Yeah.
But it still is very much like a Rocky character, right? We know him, Drago from fighting, or Rocky himself. So this one, when you get with Jonathan Major's character coming in, who is just absolutely phenomenal, you get a very, very isolated, separate storyline, and that's what I like. Like they're not repeating, rehashing the same thing; they're doing a little bit different. Last fight's awesome, and the movie's short. The movie's under 2 hours, and it does not waste time. You get right to the action, and you have a great time, in my personal humble opinion. But yeah, I won't get into any of the spoilers. Will they continue to do a Creed 4? Maybe. Have they laid down the groundwork? Yes. But what we do know confirmed is not us getting spoilers. We do know that they are working on the Drago movie. That movie will be a spin-off. So a spin-off of the spin-off is coming, which is pretty cool to see that they'll continue that going. I did see Obed today in the news that allegedly Amazon has spoken to Michael B. Jordan about making a TV series on Amazon Prime, about for Creed, including
Really?
a
Okay.
anime version of
Oh,
Creed or
that would be
something.
pretty
So
good, man.
that could be pretty cool, especially that he's
Yeah.
a real fan himself of that type of content.
Yep.
So that is interesting. There's definitely more to be done at some point,
Yeah,
especially
that
this is the
actually
most
sounds super cool.
right, and it's the most
Yeah.
profitable opening weekend of all the Rocky franchise, this movie. So it's alive and well.
Yeah. And Amazon, that's MGM, right? MGM has the rights
Right,
for right,
right,
yeah, yeah. So
right.
I think that's a
That
great
that
move if they actually do that, man. Yep.
right, very smart.
Yeah. So I'm here. This thing finally works, man, and it's one of those things that it's working up until the point where we're going live, and then it just dies. I don't really understand what's happening with OBS, but I may have to look into potentially switching solutions here because it's been a little painful since the last update. So I mean, this is like the third time we've had problems since I've updated. So, but yeah, same old here, sir. Nothing new. Um, I played a game, if you want to call it that. So my daughter and I were browsing the eShop, and Goat Simulator was on sale for like $6 or $7,
Oh, okay.
including the DLCs. And this is the first Goat Simulator. And my daughter was like, "Oh, what's that?" I was like, "Oh, it's a silly game. You play as a goat and you hit people and you blow up cars, whatever." And she's like, "Oh, I want to play that game." I was like, "Are you sure?" Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we bought Goat Simulator on the Switch, um, which doesn't look great, particularly great, and I mean, this game is poorly optimized, and it just runs poorly on the Switch overall. She doesn't care. She thinks it's freaking hilarious, and just yeah, what an interesting concept, and talk about uh an indie game. And I've talked about indie games, to my detriment. uh, but I think that just the uniqueness and the brokenness of this game, because its graphics are glitchy and bad, and it's just it's all part of the aesthetic, right? And they played along with it and in a comedic way, and they pulled it off. And no, the game's pretty funny. Like, I've been watching her play, and it's just funny. And if she gets stuck, she will give it to me and see if I can figure out how to get on top of the building or whatever. But yeah, it's a video game. Nothing more. I think I mentioned last week that I completed my, the optional bosses in God of War, and then I moved on to playing a little bit of Dragon Ball here and there, kind of like, training mode, arcade mode. I still don't want to jump online with the bad netcode, so I'm waiting for the for that update. But very much looking forward for RE4 that's coming out here in a couple weeks. There was a demo released today. I'm probably not gonna download it. I want to savor it,
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
wait.
Yeah, I want to savor that game. So the demo is probably good for people that haven't played RE4 before, and kind of want to get into it or learn, maybe learn the new mechanics. But I just wanna I'm gonna wait it out. So I'm thinking of this weekend. I'll probably just jump into Elden Ring a little bit, since that DLC got announced. That, I mean, there's no date. We don't know when that's coming out, but just to finagle around it a little bit and see what's up. But nothing more on my end, man. If you want to just go ahead and tell us about yeah,
I do got something.
yeah. No, I want to say,
The
if you want to tell us about Tron,
Tron,
yeah, yeah,
Tron Light Cycle
yeah.
Run.
Go ahead,
Yes,
go ahead.
sir.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. So I do have a video. I do apologize. I did not get a chance to edit it that I'll put out where you will see me straddle in.
You're trying the restrictive, I guess, get up of that, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, General impressions I'll give right now. The area to get into Tron, a unique kind of path of travel. It is, directly that shop right next to where Space Mountain. That's how they had everyone come in. And then the only way to exit was, this is just for tests, at least
So
for the
testing,
preview,
yeah, yep.
is that you can only exit out by
By
the
the
carousel circus
circus,
area.
yeah, the
Yep.
circus area, yep.
Right. Um, like it looks really cool, and once you get actually like into that area, it's a big enough area that's going to be good for, like, if the line's all the way outside, there's it's plenty of space once you actually get to that space. But it's definitely on both sides. That's going to be a bottleneck of people trying to get in and out through that, just to get in there. Like, it is going to be restrictive when you have crowds, like major holidays and stuff like that. Wish it could have been wider in both areas. Um, I don't exactly know how they would have done that, but I just wish they would have found a solution to that a little bit more because that's gonna be tough. Um, but in general, the actual path, like the actual queue, Obed, it is so immersive. It is so good. Uh, it's so I think I've mentioned this before, where I don't really like this whole thing of watching like a short show kind of video thing, whatever, before you get into the ride. Like I would rather just go straight into
Okay.
a line to go on the ride. Why do I not like that? Because most of the time, the way they're incorporated is it's like a free for all. Like we just stuff everybody into a room. We're watching this thing, and then they open the doors and they're like, "Run!"
Everyone's running
You
out. Yeah.
know? And it's like this is chaos.
Yeah.
Like you know, like this, like I don't, and I didn't need that little show or movie. You could have done like how a lot of times like
Yeah.
Universal, where they'll just playing the video while you're walking through your queue, whatever. It moves a lot better
Yeah,
usually.
I
My
think that the
experience.
going back to like even old design, right? I think Star
Yeah.
Wars Star Tours does it very well.
Yes.
Where you're
Perfect.
yeah, and where you're just waiting, and while you're waiting, just watch the video. You go right into the vehicle, and
It's like
just
a
keep
travel
going.
safety video.
Exactly.
Same thing.
And then there's another one. Soren does it well too.
Soren does it well.
Yeah, but like Dinosaur Dude, as you go into that room and then everyone's running out, you get in late because they
Grab your
let you in late
kid.
and you
Your
miss half
yeah.
of the show. Yeah, or the
Yep.
whatever. Yeah, man.
Right, right. It's to personally has
Yeah,
not been the like sometimes with the show, like I'm not saying it's like terrible, like or something. I just wish it would be better designed, my experiences. And like Guardians of the Galaxy is one where I'm like, to me, the way they did it, chef's kiss,
okay,
really
yeah.
good. And I will say also Rise of the Resistance. Because
It's
it's not like it's like, oh, you're trying to run to get
it's
into a
part of the
line.
storyline,
It's a
kinda.
part of it,
Yeah,
right? They do it in a way, and it you don't have to just run right into you when you do get transported and all this stuff. Like you can take pictures and yeah, it's done in a really good way. Anyways, Tron, um, this ride you just go straight to your lockers and straight to the ride, and I love that. You have your videos playing in multiple areas. You have your videos while you're in the line. Like I said, very similar to it felt like Universal, like when you're in there,
okay.
like playing above, and it's like this robotic woman talking, and I'm not trying to spoil stuff, but you know, just talk about design, and and she's like explaining to you like, oh, this is how you'll sit in your seat, and this is what you're doing, da, da, da. And there's like posters around saying like, be team red, be team orange, be team blue, like be a champion, like whatever, right? Um, and then the lockers. So I was concerned because Disney doesn't do lockers, right? That's
No.
not their thing.
Yep.
Universal does lockers.
Yep.
But with this one, the lockers are huge. Like I had a backpack stuffed with like water and this, whatever. Just I mean, not a little backpack. I mean, it was like college backpack, like full. I could easily fit that in there, plus my sunglasses, plus my cap, put it in there. And then the way it's designed is when you get off of the ride, you're on the opposite side of the locker and you open
Oh,
up the same thing. So you don't have to go around
you're like a
to an area.
mailbox.
It's like a mailbox, exactly.
Yeah,
And it's designed exactly as you walk out. You're led exactly into that
that's
area. It's not like you have to
brilliant.
go to a separate side and you have to like put your locker and then get in line. Like it's a part of the
Because
process to
Universal's
get
kind
on
of
the
a
ride.
hassle to go to the lockers. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right. Universal's off to the side and they're
yeah.
small and like it's whatever. This is perfect.
Okay,
You if most families are probably just gonna need one, maybe two at max. Just depending on how they package.
cool.
Ride itself, very short, but I like it. I had a blast. I think that it's aesthetically beautiful. I think that it's the sounds are immersive. The outside part, I can't wait to do at night. I did it during the daytime.
That's that. I
So
heard that's like the way to do it. Yeah, which is tough,
yeah,
right? Because it's not necessarily tough. Well, it is tough in during the summer because
yeah,
it's still light out at 8:30, 9 o'clock.
yeah,
But during the fall, winter, it's definitely doable. But that's from what I heard. That's like the way to do it because you
yeah.
appreciate everything that's going on. So
They only let us ride it one time, unfortunately. They would not let us ride it multiple times. I'll give some pictures, videos when I break down analysis, but I think I'll save the rest for there. I mean, I liked it. It's short.
Cool.
I thought it was a ton of fun. Not super scary. It's Takeoff. People were comparing at one time, I think, to Rock and Roller Coaster. I didn't think it
Okay.
was as intense as that.
You want to talk about Rock and Roller Coaster real quick?
Please, let's go. Let's go.
Because there's that rumor going around that Aerosmith is gonna get replaced by Queen for
Yeah,
Rock and Roller Coaster. Okay. Everyone loves Queen, right? I have
sure.
no problem with Queen at all.
Right.
Right.
It's not about that.
I
Yeah.
think Freddie Mercury is one of the best singers of the 20th century. That said, why are you turning this into the Boomer roller coaster instead of just
Mm-mm.
refreshing it for, I guess something that's more in tune with the people that visit the park, right?
Right.
So, and we were joking like offline where we're just throwing bands, right? And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
and then I thought about Coldplay. Like Coldplay are huge, right?
Yeah.
And
Their
they've,
name.
they've had a
Yeah.
good discography. That would be a great band to put in on the Rock and Roller Coaster. But like, and going back to several other conversations that we've had on
Right.
the
Right.
show,
The right
the right
conversation.
conversation, it's you cannot continue to be the land of missing opportunities. Sonic the Hedgehog, secure those rights, make a Sonic roller coaster.
Running
Come
through the
on,
rings.
come on, running around the speed of sound. Come on, man.
Man, imagine
It
that.
would have been it, dude. Like it's just like Sonic has really cool like soundtrack beats that they could put on the. They have at least four or five solid ones that they could put on the system, and they can. I mean, it's a full redo, right? And I think that's what it is, right? They don't want to redo the entire thing, but at the same time, right?
Uh,
It's like run the risk, bro, and do it.
I think that you could do this is look that right now they've done a pretty decent job with projections.
Mm-hmm.
You could have random projection moments where Sonic is
Yeah,
running next to you and
yeah,
Tails is running next
exactly.
to you while you're going
Yeah,
on there, which I'm not gonna spoil Tron, but whew,
take the
there's
time.
some
Yeah, because
cool
I've
moments
seen with Tron.
right next to you,
Yeah,
bro.
it's kind of like the Avengers, like the Rock and Roller Coaster
Rock and
Avengers
roller coaster
at
event.
Paris.
Like Captain Marvel's
Captain
with
Marvel's not right
you.
next to you. Yeah, exactly.
Like imagine them do that.
No
Same
brainers.
track.
It's like no brainers. It's like no brainer, man. Sonic, dude. And
The hardest part is going to be making a deal to get the rights to use it, the
yeah,
licensing.
totally, totally. But
You
it's
gotta
like
fork
I
out some
get
lines. Once you
sad.
do
Like,
that, you're good.
like I want it so bad that I get sad thinking about it. It's a real bummer, right?
Yeah, no, seriously.
It's like,
Yeah.
man, if only, right? But but I think that would be a great opportunity, great way to bring synergy, and
Yeah.
not to digress too much because we do want to talk Star Wars here in a bit. Like Sega had, I think, based on what I heard, like their biggest year ever. Like 2022 was their biggest year in their history.
That movie did really
The
good.
movie did good. The game did good. Like all
Game
the
did
other games
good.
that they put out did really good. And here I am looking at my Dreamcast back here. It's plugged into these old TV that's back here, and it's like, man, it's cool and all that. Sega was like really into these consoles, but good for them that they're making this money now. I mean, granted, it's not like they went in through a merger, and some a lot of the old people left already. There's still a few, the old Sega guys still there, but good for them. Yeah, it's like it's fantastic. But if the only thing, right, because the Mario hype is real, man. Like the Mario hype is real, real, real. The
They're not ready,
only
bro.
way they're not ready, the only way that you can probably get, to compete against the hype that's coming in to Central Florida in the next couple of years
Yeah.
is with some more video game hype, and
The
that's the way
biggest
to do it.
rival. The OG rival.
They're OG rivals. Yeah, exactly. It's like you keep reliving the console wars, now the theme park
Right?
wars.
Oh my
Yeah, yeah,
gosh,
man.
bro.
Take that. I would take that
Ooh.
entire area with that really bad.
Cars
Yeah,
thing
with
and
that
all
really
that. You
bad
can
cars,
change all of it.
like Sonic thing. So, or
Ooh.
Sega. You do the Sonic roller coaster, and then you take the cars thing, and you do something else. You do,
The
I don't
Sega
know.
experience. I don't know.
You could. It's like bring other like Sega property, like like Knights or something that's family friendly, right? And just like super
Yeah.
dormant, right? I'm talking about Knights. It's like a Sega property that's super dormant,
Of all the ones you
but
chose. That's awesome.
but, but you can, I'm not gonna bring Persona to the parks, not yet. People are not
Not
ready.
yet.
People are not ready to talk about that. People,
You
yeah.
want Bayonetta?
No, no, no. People are not ready for Bayo at a theme park, dude. That would be, I mean, that would be the wrong kind of theme park. It's more like
Sorry.
I don't want to, no one at
Not,
this, but
not, not today.
not today. No, yeah, exactly, not today. I know Sega has many properties. Like they can do an outrun thing over there. I don't know,
Wonder
like
Boy.
Go Clap Wonder Boy. Uh Well, they could do like a Monster World like dark ride,
Right.
like a Wonder Boy in Monster World
Yeah.
dark ride. Yeah, for sure. Why not?
See, we're just
You
giving
get
them free
Streets
ideas
of
now.
Rage. It's
Streets
just
of
people
Rage.
just beating.
Oh,
You get to beat up other guests.
or it's a live
It's a
show.
live
Come
show.
on, because it's Hollywood
This is a
Studios. It's a
it's
show.
a martial arts show.
Come on,
Yeah, you
come
could.
on, kids. Let's go watch just the people fighting in the street.
I mean, they had that the Lights More Action. That was a good, the
That
really good
yeah,
show.
that was
Yeah.
good. Oh, I liked that show.
That was
Yeah,
a really good show. Why not have a Streets of
yeah.
Rage show?
Streets of Rage live.
Streets of Rage live, bro. Can you imagine?
Oh my, I'd
Uh,
go.
yeah. Oh, but I mean, but going back to what you said, they can build the Sonic ride, and they can have an experience next to it. They don't
Right.
and tie it up. Um, and I mean, it's tough to do a land, right? Because they can have the Sonic roller coaster, and then you're gonna have the Shenmue Village. Like
Yeah,
ask people about sailors and all that. So
and a little restaurant,
totally, yeah, exactly. Or
and have
they
it
could yeah.
as
Hollywood Studios needs like a bigger restaurant too.
right. They
They
do
need
a
more eating
nice
space.
yeah.
Yeah,
What's his name? The villain and stuff. The main villain in Sonic.
Robotnik,
Robotnik, like Robotnik's. I
Bean
don't know,
Machine.
right?
You
Maybe
got the
some silly.
Bean Machine,
It's
bro.
like
They got
you have
beans.
to go in. Yeah,
It's a bean
like egg
restaurant.
and like egg, the Eggman, like the eggs and
Uh,
stuff, whatever.
yeah.
Like I don't know.
Oh, you got like egg themed
Might be expensive eggs right
foods. Yeah,
now.
yeah, right. Yeah,
Sorry.
they've come down. They're stabilizing. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I think about it, and every time because I have a little playlist, a little video game playlist on Spotify,
Ooh,
and there's like a family friendly video game playlist that I have. Whenever I take my daughter to school, we put her in the
nice,
car, and we the playlist, and I have a few of the Sonic themes there,
nice.
and every time one comes in, it's like it should be a roller coaster, man. But
Disney, give him a call. Give him a call, Disney.
yeah, give Sega a call. I'm sure they're sheep date. I don't think they're gonna go too crazy like Nintendo. So, but yeah, you want to do Bad Batch
Did,
first, or you want to do Mando?
did you buy your Mario tickets yet?
I did not. So I
Okay.
went on the site. I looked it up. We started looking up
Okay. Okay.
um
I'm locked in.
tickets.
I'm
You
locked
locked
in
in?
for the
Okay.
Saturday. The
For Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
probably what I'm gonna go to. Um, we looked them up. I gotta just double check with the wife the time that she wants to go, and I'll get them. But
Nice.
um, yeah,
That
look them
following
up for
week,
sure.
that episode's gonna be It's gonna be good.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be a good one because we're gonna go into Mario spoilers too. So
Yep.
if we get to both watch them, but do you want to talk Mando or Bad Batch first?
Phew. I
See,
think Mandalorian.
okay, okay, a 5 out of 10 according to IGN.com.
Wait, what?
Yeah, yeah, you didn't see
What?
that?
No.
You didn't see that, Joe?
I was super busy,
They
bro.
said that it was
I've been
sometimes
slammed.
borderline unwatchable, Joe.
Were they watching the same episode?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Who are these people?
I don't know. You can't spell ignorance without IGN.
Well, it's
Dude,
been a good run.
bro, honestly, what the heck? It's like I saw that the score got out yesterday. I watched the episode this morning, and I went with super low expectations. I was like, okay, I
Yeah,
want to see
yeah.
this trash fire, and then I was like, FIGN, and I just walked away. I was in the
Dude,
room here. It's like the episode ended. I was like, FIGN. I turned off the TV and just walked away. Because like, what the heck? I don't know. I don't even know what they watched, dude.
every major Star Wars influencer, like that I'm aware of,
Bro, this was like,
has
I
was
was like,
they previewed it
yeah.
before. Like there's one person in particular, she was like, look, I'm not trying to spoil it before, but this one is the one, guys. Like this is
Are you kidding
I
me,
don't
dude?
know. What did they watch? What were they thinking?
Yeah, yeah, dude. This was I was here sweating, and I was like, oh man, this is incredible. Um, yeah. I mean, it wasn't a Luke shows up episode, right?
No, we
It
don't need
wasn't that
that.
type of caliber, right? But it was a solid 8, I'd say. You know,
Yeah.
and there was character development for both Mando and Bo and Grogu. Like
And
they all
Grogu.
had character development, and dude, and anyone that watched Clone Wars like would really appreciate this episode. And anyone that's into like Mandalorian lore would really
It's
appreciate this
probably
episode.
not IGN.
Yeah, no,
Um,
totally not IGN.
I don't know.
It's like I don't, yeah,
Um,
but
look,
yeah, it was
they
great. I think it was great. It
they
was a good
jumped to the
episode.
chase
Yeah,
because I thought maybe 2, 3 episodes. Most shows, the whole like him bathing right in the waters and doing that would have been like a journey. That would have been multiple episodes.
yeah,
This thing starts off and it's like, all right, he's going straight in. He's going there. He's in
yeah.
Mandalore, like he's doing this thing. Foreshadowing, really good. You see Bo-Katan make the statement about the Mythosaur saying, like, okay, if these guys survived, what else could have survived here, right? Showing us that the beast is going to be out there. Also, we hear from the armor in the flashback scene that they talked about earlier on about her saying, yo, there is a prophecy that a Mandalorian will ride on this thing. Things are all being set into motion so well.
Yeah, man.
This is gonna be some season for sure. I'm trying not to get too pumped, but yeah, it was a fine episode. Grogu's growing,
Yeah.
really cute. The creature that took Din Djarin
Oh
to
yeah,
me seemed very much at first like Grievous, and then you see it's just some little eye crab thing, whatever going around.
yeah.
Um,
It was just like an
Boga,
eye and an eye and a brain, basically, that was left, and
yeah,
yeah, it was like
Bo-Katan.
that design was super creepy for like Star Wars. Like
Oh, for
that was
sure.
like super dark. Yeah,
And then Bo-Katan picking up the dark saber and not keeping it, but saying like just giving right back was very interesting
yeah,
because she makes fun of Mando for his ritualistic, like him wanting to bathe in these waters and follow all this stuff. She's like, I don't really follow it that way. Yet, like one of her things is like, I have to win this in combat. Like that's kind of a part of also culture as well. So she makes fun of him for his ways, but yet she's still kind of sticking to that thing where theoretically she could have just kept the sword.
yeah,
I'm
totally.
like, yo, it's mine now
He
because she
was
knows
not.
how to
He
use
was
it
like
much
he
better
was
than he
knocked
did.
out. She could have taken it, and off
I
Mando and then keep going, right?
And I don't think even if he found out afterwards that I don't think he would have cared. Like, oh, you took it, you picked it up because it fell out of my pocket and whatever. Like he tried to give it to her anyways. And then the other episode, she was like, sorry, I can't take it. So I don't know. Just to me, it's more of an indictment on her, but it's also character. The episode was very much character development, like you said, for Bo-Katan, for Din Djarin, and for Grogu. So a
Yeah,
good all on. And then R5,
yeah,
R5.
Yeah, man.
Still out there.
It's like here the not the hero that you need, but the one you deserve.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Surprise, surprise.
yeah,
It,
man.
it has plenty of Star Wars lore, plenty of sweaty stuff. I don't know how people wouldn't be happy with the what they
So
put on
I mean,
here.
so far I've seen that they've been the only ones that have been critical because I watched a couple of
Yeah,
reviews on YouTube and they've been I was like, oh, that was pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah. So
But the Bad Batch episode.
wow,
We're gonna
bro.
take a break and come back for that.
But yeah, let's take a break. We'll be back to talk about Batch, and you know that's probably gonna be a good segue to keep talking Star Wars. So don't nobody go nowhere. We'll be right back. And we're back. So yeah, um, I've been clamoring for crosshairs for a little bit, Joe, and it
Mm.
didn't disappoint.
Hmm.
It didn't disappoint. This was very, very good. Um, we see the mistreatment of the clones by the Empire, and you know, them just treating them as tools and not as people. And it was it was a great episode, dude. It was great. I think the biggest thing with Crosshairs, and we're going to spoilers here, but it's like I wanted him right to just like, oh, he's gonna rejoin the crew, right? Because Echo's gone and now he's gonna go back, and but then when the episode ended, it's like, oh, I know where this is going, and I have a prediction, and I think it's a, you know, you don't have to be a, you have to be a fairly okay like Star Wars nerd to kind of like put two and two together. But I think that Crosshair is gonna be the first Death Trooper.
Hmm.
That's my prediction.
Hmm.
So he's gonna be like the first one because Death Troopers were clones that got implanted with cybernetics,
He's already
and
wearing a darker
they were
suit and
like
stuff.
elite, yeah, yeah. So I think he's gonna be like the first one, or kind of like the prototype for the Death Trooper, and they're gonna send him after Echo, or no, I'm sorry, not Echo, but Omega, and have him track her and bring her to the lab. So I think that that's where it's going. But man, the RIP Mayday. Mayday's legit.
I loved Mayday.
Mayday was awesome, dude.
He
So
his quips, like his comebacks, were amazing. He knew exactly how to handle Crosshair and how to get at his
yeah,
heart.
yeah. And he got him on his sides, right? It was like even after that, it's like he
Mayday was awesome.
Crosshairs respected him. Yeah, man. He was great. And his armor design was really good too. Man.
I was watching someone else and like our reaction was like, how is it that the storytelling is so good that within the first few scenes with Mayday, we feel like we understand him, We care about him.
Yeah,
Like we get where like
it's
the
the writing,
development
dude.
was so good. Dave
Yeah,
Filoni, I'm telling you, this guy knows his stuff.
yeah,
Like
the writing was
dude,
really
this
good.
this is so solid. From the very beginning, you see the prejudice towards the clones. I don't like used things like them being referred to as that, right? Mayday asked Crosshair, how long have you known this guy? Said 2 hours ain't long enough, right?
Yeah,
Like they know this guy's no good. He talks about how Crosshair tries to act like he doesn't care, right? Um about anything but just the mission. But yet when he gets out there and the guy mentions to him about like, hey, that they left this guy got left behind by his people to die and freeze, and Cross is like, well, it's just dead weight. And he's like, remind me not to die on your watch, which is
yeah,
foreshadowing for what was going to come.
yeah,
And seeing Crosshair be so moved by this man that he carries him all the way back, even when he didn't have to. He was saying, leave me, I'm going to die
yeah,
anyways, back,
yeah.
begging for help. And the troopers standing there, and not the
The
captain,
lieutenant.
the
Yeah,
lieutenant.
yeah,
That's a big move there.
yeah.
Tells him to step aside and he doesn't care, let the man die, and he's expendable. And oh my goodness, man.
And it's a kids show.
And it's a kid,
and then,
right?
and then
Come on,
Crosshairs
kids,
just
get together,
shoots him.
children. Shoots the guy in cold blood. Gather
Yeah.
around, enjoy this show.
Wow.
Um,
Man, it's so good.
I called this. Crosshair will be redeemed. I called it. This is the
And,
beginning of his redemption arc.
and he was, yeah. I was like, I don't know
This
if he's
is
gonna get subjected to like if he's gonna get chipped or what now, right? Because
I
he's at
see.
the base, but
I think you're onto something that obviously they're experimenting on him, right? But they also want Omega, right? That's for the same thing.
yeah.
I believe, I don't know how exactly they'll bring it together, but I do believe Omega and him will be on the same facility somehow. I don't know that he'll be
Yeah,
the one
yeah.
that goes after her. And she will either have to help him get him out of whatever they're trying to do to him, but together it'd be kind of like brother and sister break free. Plus, we'll see, I think, a team up of multiple clones, obviously Rex, Cody, with the rest of the Bad
Oh
Batch doing
yeah.
a really large
Yeah.
breakout because they're sick and tired of how the Empire is going down with this stuff. And I mean, clearly, if we're talking about this specific location where they want to take Omega, to help with the cloning process, or really use her as collateral, right? To make sure that the Kaminoans, continue to do their work. Um, there's gonna be a connection to deeper Star Wars lore at some point, but at its base, you care about the characters enough where you care about what happens to Omega. You're invested in Crosshair's redemption arc. And I heard Theory predict this. I don't know how it's true, but he's like, hey, I think they've been purposely developing Tech's character because he may have to make a sacrifice for the rest of the team. He may be the one
Oh
who gets off to help his brethren, and in
yeah.
theory, this is why Omega's been also learning a lot from Tech and showing her capabilities
It
to kind of
feels like
continue
that.
on that
Yeah. You know,
mantle.
right? You know what? You're
It's
right. It
there's a
does feel
lot
like
of
that.
you care about these characters, and I
Yeah.
think they're foreshadowing a lot. What a fantastic episode this last one was. I joked before about how in the past it felt like each episode was kind of like an individual mission, and I was okay with that. Like usually I'm not, but it was very self-contained. Last week's episode and then this week's episode here definitely were stepping stones for the future of where this
Yeah.
season's going.
Yeah. Very good stuff. I I love this show. It's just so good. Uh, well, I mean, I guess segueing into more Star Wars. Um, so we've known now for a bit that the Rogue Squadron, Patty Jenkins project was like on indefinite hold. It's confirmed that that is officially canned. And also the Kevin Feige project is being canned. Um, the only project that still stands around on its own is the Taika Waititi project, which it seems like he will be also starting in that project. There's also rumors today that there might be some shakeups at Marvel. Um, that's unrelated. That's not a lot of info about that, right? But it came out that Bob might be maybe looking into moving some things around in Marvel, and I think we already talked about them moving stuff and all that. So, but yeah, man. I mean, after Wonder Woman 1984, I'm good. I don't know. I don't know where this was going. The Kevin Feige project, that would have been interesting to see what it was, right? But I think the guy is just spent. Like he needs to concentrate, and I think that's mainly the reason why this project got canceled. It's because he needs to probably be more involved on the decisions that Marvel has been making in the last couple of years, where he has taken a bit of a step back. So yeah, man, it's it's interesting. There's still no date for the Taika Waititi project, but they said it was like what 2024 maybe, but like, it was
Yeah,
like a next year project. But I don't think that's gonna happen,
me
at
either.
least that soon. So yeah, man, what do you think?
Okay. Um, I agree with you on everything. But I heard something very interesting thought and analysis. I can't take credit for this. Put your tinfoil hats on. Jump on
Oh,
for a ride for me.
Joel
Jump on a ride
sources
for
are
me.
telling him.
Yeah, I'm not. This is just a lot of speculation here. Okay, can't take credit for this analysis. It was John Campea. I saw it from him and heard from a few other people. That was interesting. So basically, what if the reason we're seeing these things be cleared out? These were the only movies aside from the Taika one, obviously, that's still in production. So we hear right now. Um, that were the only Star Wars films, at least, that were in production, are all being cleared out to be essentially a clean slate for Star Wars because Kathleen Kennedy will be gone after Indiana Jones. Like, if in theory, let's say after Indy, that she's done,
Yep.
right? Which many people have speculated. I think that makes sense.
Yep.
That might be her last project. Still outlasted Chapek. I just wanted to jab that in there. Um,
I called
but
it.
you did epically. Um, if she leaves and if a successor is going to come in, why would you want after Indiana Jones them to inherit projects that are already in the canon that have not come out? Let them come in
Yeah.
and lay out like how James Gunn is doing with DC. Let them lay out their future plans separate from what's going on with Disney Plus, and unless right, people want to speculate and say John Favreau is going to be the next president, and it directly connects that, or do you want to say what's his name that did Andor, right?
Okay.
That if you want to say that showrunner is now going to take over and be the president of Lucasfilm, or like again tinfoil hats with me. What if they weren't taking Kevin Feige off the project, but actually were moving him over to Lucasfilm? I don't think that's going
I
to
don't
be the
think that's gonna
case.
happen.
However,
No.
stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
He could make sense to say, look, he's already done what he's done for Marvel. He's made some of the top films of all time already for them. He loves Star Wars more than like most people realize. Apparently, like he's a deep fan. Iger could be saying, "Let's time to give this guy a different challenge, a different shot." I don't think that's the case, but look, it would not shock me. My point being is, I don't think I think the Taika one. I still don't think that project should come out right now, especially that the rumors he wants to star in his own project. A lot of people are concerned about this. Doesn't mean it's bad just because he's starring in it, but it just sounds a little too loosey goosey for my liking. I would like it to be a little bit more
Mm,
centered in. We saw what happened with Ragnarok. Maybe you need someone to wheel you in if you're
yeah.
starring and
Yeah.
leading and directing all the stuff. Not Ragnarok, excuse me, Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm ranting. Obed, what's your thoughts?
No. Yeah. That's a plausible theory right there. That's the reasoning why. Um, it's again one of those I'll believe it when I see it. And
Right.
according to some people on YouTube, she's been gone since like 2016. So, so what was since the Last Jedi, was it right?
She
Yeah.
she's a lizard person. She's not really
Since the,
there.
she's
Like
been gone since the Last Jedi came out. The last, yeah, yeah. So I don't know.
all
It's
the
a
premieres,
projection.
she just shows up at the
It's
premieres.
a
She's
it's a
not,
it's an animatronic from Industrial Light and Magic. But man, it's disappointing that we haven't had a.
She's an animatronic.
It's like it's gonna be
I won't look at her the same.
it's gonna be 4 years without a Disney Star Wars project. It's like I can't believe they actually managed to like kind of like wrangle themselves back and to take a step back and plan these
Would
things properly.
you and I are okay with this, but in theory, like as a Hollywood executive, that is a huge slight on somebody.
That's true. That's
You're
true.
gonna we're gonna go a minimum, Obed, of 5 years without a Star Wars film
Mm-hmm.
with Disney owning the rights.
Yeah.
That's insane. Again, for you and I, like we'd rather them take the
That's
slow road
that's
to
a
get it
big L
right.
in the industry. Yeah.
But in the industry, that's a huge no-no.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just
Does-
true.
Does
Like
this
not even
mean that
Fox, dude. Right? Like even Fox did it when they had some of the Marvel properties.
right?
Like they churned them out.
Even they did them, their
They
X
did it,
Men
yeah.
films and stuff.
Even Sony's trying with
Even
Spidey, right?
Sony. Yep, even Sony. That's a huge Star Wars 5 years minimum
Yeah.
without a movie.
Yeah. I guess like, not even Star Wars.
That's
It's
an
like
L.
Lucasfilm as a whole, right?
Yeah,
Because you can
there's
keep
no-
because you don't have to necessarily do all Star Wars movies, right?
True,
But then
true.
you know, Indy is gonna be the first movie since December of 2019 where
Whew.
it's been a hot minute. So yeah, I'm good with it again, but yeah, like you said, yeah, in the industry, this is a big no. They gotta make sure that they know what they're doing, and I totally understand why they're taking a step back, but you gotta put these things out there, like honestly, and I know that we're all fatigued, right? Like I really like I'm probably not gonna go see another Marvel movie in the movie theater unless it's one of the big ones, right? Unless once the X-Men comes back, I'll go, right?
Mm.
Or one of the next Avengers, but unless like I don't know one of these trailers of these movies comes out and I was like, okay, and I'm blown away, then
You're gonna get your Fantastic Four announcement at Comic-Con this year, and that's when you'll go.
see, and I'm not even a huge
They've been waiting to blow that one out. I really
Yeah.
think so.
and I'm not a huge Fantastic Four fan, but depending on how it looks, I wouldn't mind checking it out. Yeah, the other, I guess moving into more Disney news, it was announced
Disney
that this show, hey, paid for, it's sponsored by my wallet and Joel's wallet. John Barenthal is returning as the Punisher for Daredevil Born Again. It was also announced that Foggy and Karen are not returning.
Correct.
Which is unfortunate because they were, I think, a fantastic supporting cast for Daredevil. So it's I don't know if that's 100% confirmed or not. That it's out there. News are out there saying that it's basically confirmed, but if it is, it's unfortunate. But at least John Barenthal is going to be back as Punisher. I guess not much to say. I guess we'll wait and see. So,
And then you saw Echo. They're confirming that Cox and D'Onofrio will also be heavily in that project. So it's going to be a very Daredevil, not Daredevil show. Echo. So,
okay. But
which is
that's been
one-
delayed, right? That's
been
pushed,
delayed.
yeah.
That's why the only things we're getting this year is Loki and Secret Invasion. Like that's probably all we're getting
Yeah.
from the show standpoint, where we should have had Echo and we should have had Ironheart this year, in theory.
And
But
that's good. I think that's, in my opinion, that's a good thing.
I think that's good
gotta-
too.
Again, Marvel needs to after She-Hulk.
I
People don't
know.
like to they don't like to accept it, but I think that after She-Hulk and Thor, like they said, it's like,
E-
okay, we
Even
gotta.
Miss Marvel, God bless. Miss Marvel, I enjoyed it. Moon Knight, I enjoyed it. Those did not set the world on fire.
No,
They
I
didn't
like
do it.
Moon Knight
I
quite a
like
bit.
them.
Yeah,
I like them, but I
yeah,
can't pretend like this is,
yeah. I like Moonlight a lot. I thought it was actually very good. So, but yeah, this is good. Looks like it's gonna be uh you know good show, but yeah, I would have liked it to be closer to the Netflix show, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's a different take, so I'm not passing judgment until I see it. But not much to say there, other than I guess I'm not gonna play the video, Joe, out of respect,
Wow.
because they are listening.
I actually think this is a good news.
Yeah,
They took something
exactly.
bad and they spun it. So I think
Yeah,
you're right.
yep. That's why I'm not gonna play the video. But
I like it.
we brought it up last week, and we talked about the disappointment on the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League reveal that happened at the State of Play, and today it's reported first by Jason Schreier and confirmed by all other news outlets that the game is delayed until quote unquote later this year, no date, and it was due because of the backlash from the reveal. So good for them for keeping their eye on the ground and making sure that you know we gotta shoot the purple point on the turret and the purple person and the purple car, and it was really bad, Joel. It was really bad. And what's disappointing is that Rocksteady is a premier developer. I mean, they come on. It's like when Arkham Asylum came out, dude. That thing was like revolutionary.
Absolutely.
That was not even close, man. And the follow up even more so. Even Arkham Knight, dude. I think Arkham Knight is a fantastic game.
It's the reason it was part of the PS Plus collection.
Yeah.
Solid.
It's a great game. It's just that it got like when you compare it, like I think what no, I don't want to say killed, because again it's a great game. But what brought down Arkham Knight a notch was the boss fights, because all the boss
Hmm.
fights were done on the Batmobile,
Hmm.
and you know that Mister Freeze boss fight from Arkham City is so good,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and it's like and even the terrible Joker fight on Arkham Asylum is fine, but just having everything happen in the Batmobile, it's like, yeah, I know that you spent a lot on your tech and you wanted to showcase it, but at the same time, you could have just given us both, right? You could have this huge
True.
set piece battles with the Batmobile and also give us the one-on-one fights. So, good for them. I don't know. Whoever WB or Rocksteady, whoever's having their ear on the ground, and if you came across our video, sorry I shamed you, but it was for your own good, right? It's like when you tell your kid, it's like, yo, you're not supposed to do that, right? So
Yeah.
just go sit in a corner for 5 minutes and think about what you've done, and and that's exactly what these guys are doing. So I'm hoping that they turn it around. I don't know if they have enough time to fundamentally change the problems that the game clearly has. I think you know it's clear that there's some problems here, but I'm hoping they can turn it around. But Joe, man, what do you think?
Yeah. I honestly believe that them even just saying ambiguously later this year, even that's very smart.
Yeah,
Because I feel like they could have been tempted to have put a flag down on something very specific, but by delaying it with an indefinite date, like this makes me more optimistic for the game, actually, because there's a lot you can do in that amount of time. there's going to be fundamentally certain things that stick. It's just not going to change. Um,
Yeah.
but I don't be surprised the next time we see this game, assuming that they're taking all this feedback in very seriously and they have a good plan in place and art and and then the game directors are really visionaries and know what they want to do now. Don't be surprised that people have a very different opinion and give a lot of praise for the next time they see whatever comes out of this, because it is, in my opinion, it's all very fixable what we saw, and I give credit to Warner for saying, "Yo, let's stop, let's get it right." They could have been tempted just to say, we're just gonna get some money, throw this out there. Um, James Gunn technically involved now in Warner
Yeah,
Creative with even the
and
games.
he would hear all this internet buzz. Yeah, you're right.
It's they don't need to have a lot of negative PR with this stuff. They can take their time. I think this is great.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's a good move for sure. So that's why, out of respect, I am not playing the song today.
Very respectful, sir, sir.
Very respectful, very respectful. Jules, what we got? I did have one more thing.
Sure.
Two things actually. Did you get to watch the Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem trailer?
I did. I
Looked really
did.
good.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Ninja Turtles guy, right?
Okay.
So I'm not gonna pretend that to know everything. Someone else brought it out to my attention, like, "Hey, did you see it?" I'm like, no, I haven't seen it yet. Then when I finally got a chance to watch it, I was like, "Oh, this is like the Spider Verse, like animation style." So I'm like,
Yeah.
I love that. No, that looked cool.
Yeah, it looked very good. It looked very good. I'm looking forward to it. I'm a huge TMNT fan. I'm definitely going to check it out.
Got it
And yeah,
behind you.
animation stuff. Yeah, yeah, right. It's that thing's vintage up there, man.
It's legit.
It's legit. So, yeah, I've had that since like 1989 or something. It's
That's
legit, man.
awesome, bro.
Um, so yeah, it looked very good, very good. The animation, it's like Ninja Turtle Spider Verse. It's great, right? The cast is great. I think that the move of actually casting unknown teenagers as the turtles was a brilliant
Yeah.
move because it brings a lot of um, feels very genuine. So and the rest of the cast is phenomenal. That and we had the final trailer for Super Mario Brothers. Again, I mean, $2 billion written all over it. I went to
For sure.
Target because my daughter wanted the Bowser toy, the kit that came out for the movie, and they were sold out. They were sold out of Bowser's, Mario and Luigi. They had some Peach and Toad, and they had the big figures, the big Mario and Luigi. They had those still, but not like the action figure Mario and Luigi and the Bowser. So we'll probably go back over the weekend and
Those
see
are
see if
cool.
we can grab one. But yeah, looked very very good again. It looks like this movie is in very good hands, and again the buzz surrounding Mario right now, it's it's what I thought it could have been back in the 90s. And it's like if you were not born when the Super Mario
Mm,
Brothers Super Show was out, right? If you
mm.
were not part of that era, you wouldn't understand it. But I watched the Super Mario Bros. Super Show like every day after school, dude.
It's huge.
It was big. It was a big deal. So loved it. I loved that show. Loved it. And then after that, I watched the Super Mario 3 show and Super Mario World. It's it was to me it was a big deal, right? It was like me being a lifelong gamer and being back then. It was like to me that was great. And the movie came out. The movie was not well received. Still an interesting concept, I think, but um, now when you actually had time for video games to seep into pop culture and mainstream and seeing how people are reacting to this movie again, this movie's gonna be big, dude.
Oh, for sure.
But then yeah, really good trailer again. This one more kind of like fun like the others. The Fire Donkey Kong, dude. What? That's so neat.
It's
I wasn't
awesome.
expecting anything like that, but um, you know, if Shiggy approved it, that means that they're probably working on something like that, where you can play as a Donkey Kong in a Mario game. So that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, that's what we have. I did a quick scrub here, and nothing major has happened. So I think we're good to go, sir. Unless you have anything else.
Absolutely. No, I'm good. I'm great. Stay tuned, everyone. Make sure you subscribe to No Load Time on podcast platforms of your choice. Spotify, SoundCloud, Amazon Music. Find us on these podcast platforms. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. This all helps us out. Remember, a Tron video I'll be dropping very soon on the YouTube channel, so make sure you look out for that too. We ask you to share these episodes with your friends and family. Write a review even on the podcast platforms. That really helps us out by getting exposure. We're not asking you to send us money. We're just asking you to subscribe and show your support in these ways. It really help us out. You can also follow us on social media at No Load Time. That's at No Load Time. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can see the social handles down below if you're watching the video version. You also can follow us on Twitch, No Load Time Altogether. That's No Load Time Altogether on Twitch. We got that channel. We broadcast live our recordings like we're doing right now. If you're watching, shout out to the Twitch squad. Also, we would welcome for you to send any emails with feedback, questions, comments. We'd love to hear from you. And maybe, just maybe, what you share could even be talked about on a future episode. So send an email to noloadtime@gmail.com. That's noloadtime@gmail.com. Thank you all so much for your support. We look forward to being with you on our next episode.
Thank you, guys. Stay safe. We'll see you again next time.